Chapter 9, Review, Financials. John, this chapter is an important reality check for service leavers. Financial planning is something many of us push to the side while serving, assuming we'll figure it out when the time comes. Adam Kirkham does a fantastic job of breaking it down why this mindset is risky and the key areas why financial blind spots appear during the transition. One of the biggest takeaways from this chapter is the sheer amount of financial security that the military provides. We often take for granted subsidised accommodation, medical and dental care, comprehensive sick pay, and even elements like low council tax, and no real concern over sudden unexpected costs. Leaving that behind requires preparation, yet many of us didn't realise or don't realise just how different civilian financial responsibilities are until we're already in the deep end. From my own experience, I started thinking seriously about financial planning about 2 years before I left. I'd already taken out insurance through Abacus, but later moved to Vitality due to its benefits for active individuals. This switch made me more conscious of what my policy actually covered, not just for life insurance, but also for illness, critical cover, and ensuring my children were included. Even with that level of preparation, there were still surprises: the cost of private dentistry, the challenge of securing GP appointments, and the sheer difference in financial exposure were things I hadn't fully appreciated or anticipated. Adam's section is particularly valuable in debunking common financial myths around life and critical illness insurance. Many service leavers assume that these policies are unnecessary or they'll never need them. His personal story is a stark reminder that the unexpected can happen to anyone, and when it does, being financially prepared makes all the difference. His honesty in sharing his experience makes this chapter all the more powerful. Another key aspect this chapter highlights is the lack of financial education provided within the military. Briefings do happen, but they're often limited in scope and tend to push towards, one or two financial providers rather than encouraging service personnel to actively compare and research options. I agree with Adam that this education should start earlier in the military career, and if financial literacy and planning were embedded from the 4-year point before leaving, service leavers would be far better prepared. One area I believe deserves even more attention is income protection. Many service leavers assume their next employer will offer decent sick pay, but that's rarely the case. The reality is that statutory sick pay barely covers living costs. And I also think more focus should be placed on adjusting financially in the first year post-military, where income drops but expenses suddenly increase. For me, starting early made a huge difference. By the time I transitioned out, I'd already built financial habits. I review my policies regularly, and I've adjusted my budgeting. However, I can see how those who don't start preparing until the last 6 months or final year could struggle. Financial independence isn't just about income, it's about protecting what you've built. And this chapter provides straightforward, actionable advice I hope service leavers take more guidance from. Adam's guidance is practical, it's honest, and I encourage anyone approaching transition to seek professional financial advice early. The risks of leaving those decisions too late are real, and as Adam highlights, waiting for the right time isn't a plan, it's a risk. So, looking forward to chapter 10.